Now, a third witness is expected at the Mkhwebane impeachment inquiry today. Parliament is probing her fitness to hold office. She faces allegations of impropriety while in the office. eNCA's Lndsay Detlinger is watching that for us and joins us this morning. Good morning, Lndsay. So we're back at the impeachment inquiry today in Parliament, but just yesterday she had a busy day. That's Ms. Mkhwebane. She was in the Western Cape High Court, and this was particularly around her suspension. Can you just give us a recap of yesterday's proceedings in court?
Yes, Mfundo, so yesterday was day two in that court, the inquiry here at Parliament being put on hold for a week to allow that process to continue in the court. It was the fourth time the Public Protector was in the Western Cape High Court challenging matters related to this impeachment inquiry, more specifically this time around her suspension. Yesterday we heard from the presidency saying that the president was not conflicted because of the Phala farm matter, which the Office of the Public Protector is investigating. The day before, Mkhwebane for the Public Protector had claimed that the president wanted her gone out of that office when she announced that she was going to take up that complaint and investigate the Phala farm matter. Not so, said the presidency, neither the DA and Parliament, all who have been responding to that court case over the last 2 days, saying that the suspension process had started way back in March. The president had given Mkhwebane ample time to respond to it, and that it was all just a coincidental matter of timing that he then took the decision to suspend her just days after her office had decided it was going to investigate that matter. Parliament saying it had no role to play in the suspension. The Speaker here was merely informing the President of proceedings as they were unfolding here. And Mkhwebane's legal team again taking issue with this Section 194 ad hoc committee in Mfundo that is sitting to consider arguments put before it, suggesting that the Public Protector is unfit to hold office. Mkhwebane telling the court that this was not a dismissal committee. I should point out this committee has never claimed to be a dismissal committee. It will ultimately be up to the National Assembly to take up any recommendation that this committee makes about Mkhwebane's future. It cannot on its own decide whether or not she should leave office. And so these are all the matters that were once again ventilated during 2 days of marathon sitting in the Western Cape High Court. And as you say, today we are back in Parliament for that inquiry to continue.
And then today we're expecting the third witness. Do we perhaps know who the third witness is?
We do indeed, Mfundo. His name is Sipele Samuel. He was the former head of the Public Protector's Office in the Free State. He's not someone unknown to us in the media. You would have heard from him before. What happened back in 2020, he wrote to Parliament pretty much like the witness we heard from last week, who was a former investigator, who also wrote to Parliament alleging misconduct on behalf of Mkhwebane, also alleging financial irregularities in her office. Soon after he wrote to Parliament with those complaints back in 2020, he then was suspended on misconduct charges himself and ultimately dismissed. Just last month, the CCMA issued an award declaring his dismissal unfair, and saying that the Public Protector's Office should pay him 1.5 million rand in back pay and reinstate him. So that is the background we know about this particular witness. We do expect the Public Protector and her legal team to be here physically today during these proceedings. Whether the witness will be testifying remotely is unclear at that stage, but we know that 2 days have been set down for him to give testimony and obviously for him to be cross-examined by Mkhwebane's legal team, and I'm sure the issues related to his suspension and his possible reinstatement are all going to be matters that are going to be ventilated here in the next 2 days of this inquiry.
Most certainly it would probably be a factor, particularly now that the CCMA has awarded him this amount of money and ordered that he be reinstated. Lndsay, we'll leave it there for now and catch up with you a bit later on. That's a reporter Lndsay Detlinger for us in the Parliament. She'll be monitoring the impeachment inquiry that continues today.